Betis breaks Derby drought, a night of celebration for Antony and Isco. This past weekend, the atmosphere in Seville was electric as 46,731 fans flocked to witness the fierce rivalry between Betis and Sevilla. But the real spectacle was yet to come, as just 33 hours later, the excitement reached a fever pitch with a staggering 58,538 supporters filling the stadium for the Derby match. The Benito Villamarín was alive with energy, smoke swirling around as fans passionately sang their club's anthem, creating an unforgettable backdrop for the players' lap of honor. Among the jubilant crowd was Antony, who, stripped to the waist and perched on goalkeeper Adrian's shoulders, waved a massive flag, exclaiming, "This is incredible!" And indeed it was. For Antony, this was his first Seville derby, and the experience transported him back to his roots in Brazil, far beyond his previous stints at Ajax or Old Trafford. The intensity of the match was palpable, and it wasn't just Antony who felt the thrill. The entire Betis squad reveled in the moment, celebrating long after the final whistle. Players paraded around the pitch, singing and laughing, as if they had just clinched the Champions League title. Isco, a seasoned veteran with 5 Champions League trophies under his belt, declared this derby to be the most special game he had ever experienced, and it was clear that the victory over Sevilla, 2-1, meant the world to him and his teammates. The match began with a setback for Betis as Ruben Vargas scored for Sevilla in the 17th minute. However, the tide turned when Johnny Cardoso unleashed a stunning volley, followed by Cucho Hernandez's sharp finish just before halftime, sealing a well-deserved victory for Betis. The local newspaper, Diario de Sevilla, aptly summarized the match. "The best team wins the derby, and that's Betis." While that may sound straightforward, the atmosphere inside the Villamarín was anything but. It was a cacophony of joy, with fans flooding the pitch, embracing one another in sheer elation. Marca described the scene as total ecstasy, while Diario de Sevilla captured the moment as euphoria in green and white. Isco called it amazing, and Adrian, who had seen his fair share of passionate fans, insisted, "This is what this lovely sport gives us." It had been a long wait for this moment. The last time Betis triumphed in a La Liga derby was nearly 7 years ago, when Joaquin Sanchez scored the only goal at the age of 37. After that match, he famously stated, "I can leave football a happy man now," although he continued to play for another 4 years. Now, he was back, watching from the stands, reminiscing about the joy of derby victories and the celebrations that followed. This derby is always unique, especially off the pitch. In a city like Seville, where local rivalry runs deep, the excitement is palpable. With a population of 687,488, and 2 clubs boasting over 90,000 members each, the passion for football is woven into the fabric of the community. On the day of the derby, fans gathered not just for the match but also to witness the teams train, with 31,500 at the Villamarín and 15,231 at the Sánchez Pizjuán, just 3 miles apart. The day was made even more special as it coincided with Laetare Sunday, a day of celebration in the church calendar. The front page of ABC captured the spirit perfectly, featuring 2 nuns, one supporting each team, holding scarves aloft. As the stadium gates opened, children were lifted onto shoulders, flares were waved, and the excitement was palpable. Inside the stadium, every seat was adorned with a green Betis flag, while Sevilla fans held white flags with their badge crossed out, a testament to the fierce rivalry. As the match kicked off, tensions flared even before the whistle blew, with a minor scuffle involving Sevilla's coaching staff and a bulb. A massive banner adorned the south stand, depicting angels crowning the Betis badge, setting the stage for a match that promised to be a battle of wills. Betis, riding a wave of momentum with 5 consecutive wins, faced a Sevilla side struggling to find form. Yet, the weight of history loomed large, as Betis had not won a derby at home since 1940 after going a dozen matches without victory. When Sevilla took the lead, it felt like a familiar story for Betis fans. But goalkeeper Adrian, with a hint of humor, reassured everyone that it was all under control. And he was right. Betis responded with determination, taking charge of the game and flipping the script before halftime. Pablo Fornals and Cardoso dominated the midfield, while Hernandez proved to be a constant threat, boasting a perfect record since joining the team. Youngster Jesus Rodriguez, reminiscent of Joaquin, dazzled on the left flank, and despite some slip-ups, Antony emerged as a key player, declaring, "I have found myself here." Isco, who had been revitalized after a challenging period away from football, delivered a sublime assist for Hernandez's goal, showcasing his brilliance on the pitch. "He's a superstar," Antony gushed, admiring Isco's talent. As the final whistle blew, the substitutes and coaching staff rushed onto the pitch, joining the players in a jubilant celebration. Antony, having just executed a stunning rainbow flick, sprinted down the line, realizing they had achieved victory. He tore off his shirt, pointing to the pitch, claiming his place in this historic moment. Isco and Gio Lo Celso embraced coach Manuel Pellegrini, while Marc Bartra gestured proudly to the Betis badge. The stadium erupted with the sounds of celebration, and the players paraded a green cuddly toy, a symbol of their joy. Adrian hoisted Antony onto his shoulders, and the party continued. As the night wore on, it was clear that Betis had dominated the match, leaving Sevilla to retreat in defeat. The Betis fans remained, savoring every moment, their anthem echoing through the stadium. Freed from Desire played on repeat, and the post-match celebration felt like a scene from a fairy tale. Hours later, the streets of Avenida de la Palmera were still alive with the sounds of joy and celebration. This victory marked the first derby win in La Liga under coach Pellegrini, who acknowledged the importance of the fans in this triumph. While he emphasized that winning the derby was not the sole objective, it was a significant step towards their goal of securing a Champions League spot. Isco echoed this sentiment, expressing hope for future successes. With this win, Betis climbed to 6th place, level on points with Villarreal, and the excitement for what lies ahead is palpable. As the night came to a close, Isco and Antony shared a beer, reflecting on the joy they had brought to their fans. "Making people happy is what this sport is for," Isco said, encapsulating the spirit of the night.